Hello everyone to Tech Safari and welcome to the Coding Safari Swift for and iOS 12. So today we're going to see how is the Xcode interface. So let's open Xcode and there we're presented with a lot many options, mainly the three options. That is get started with a playground. So playgrounds is just like a project but it runs the project very fastly. Suppose if you wanted to test a feature, you could go with the playground. That we'll see later, but now we're going to create a new Xcode project in a few minutes. You could also clone an existing project that you could open a demo project. So we'll just click on create a new Xcode project. As you can see, we have a single view application already selected. You could even develop for iOS, watchOS, macOS, tvOS, and on all platforms. That is multi-platform. So in iOS, you have many options. That is a single view app. We'll get to know what are views in a few minutes. That is a single view app, a game, an augmented reality app, a document based app, a page based app. So we'll just go for the basic single view app. Frameworks and all that we'll go and discuss it later. So enter your app name. It could be anything. I'll just call it intro to Xcode. Yeah, that looked better. And if you have any organization name, you could just give it there. And for the next one, you would need to enter your website or your organization website in the reverse order. Suppose it was google.com, then you'd need to enter com.google. So in a similar way, I'm just going to enter my organization. Then we're going to develop in the language of Swift. We'll get to know more about code data later. Just leave the settings as default, the three tick boxes. And if you have an Apple paid developer account, you could even add an account there. So I'm just going to save it to on my desktop. So just click on create, and that would create an Xcode project for us. It's going to take some time for it to build the Xcode project. Depending on your system hardware, it may take from about a minute to around 10 minutes. So we'll discuss about each of the file present here. If you go for the first file, it gives all the basic data about the app and its build configuration, its orientation and version number, and which iOS version are you targeting, and all that stuff. Next we have the few files. Yeah, that is, first we'll go about app delegate. This is where all the major frameworks that are required for the app to build are present. And next we have the view controller Swift. This is the Swift file in which we are going to write all the code that we require. We'll get to know about each class in detail. Next we have the main storyboard, which is kind of an XML file, or it's where we're going to design the UI for the application. The UI storyboard takes around some time to load because it's a very big one. As you can see here, we have a view controller. We'll get to know about what is a view controller. So if you anytime went to PowerPoint, a view is something like a slide in PowerPoint. So we have different views in this main storyboard. We'll get to know about them later. But we also have this assets folder, which is where we're going to copy all the files we require, such as images and all that. The info plist is something like an Android manifest, where all the permissions required, we are going to address it in here. So let's, in the Xcode menu, we have all the preferences related to Xcode. We have all the file-based settings in the edit. We have all the settings for refactoration. In view, we have all the settings related to view. In find, we find few stuff. And remaining almost all are literal. You can just go through them. You can even run your project there, but we'll be using the button over there mainly. You could also debug your project, which we'll be seeing in a few minutes when we first run our application. Breakpoints are one of the major points in debugging. And next, source control we get now when we go for VCS. And yeah, most of remaining are literal. So that is a single view editor. We'll get to know about the other options in the coming future. So you could hide the left menu by pressing that button. and show it as well. You can show up the logcat by pressing that button and hide it in the same way. You could either press the right side button to exit the right side navigation menu or not and hide it and show it. So here, this is where the code comes in, and here you have few code snippets that you could just drag and use them, and that suggestions depends on which file you're using. If you're going for the Swift code, it's just going to show you snippets of code. If you go for the storyboard, it's going to show you all the UI elements. Um, so yeah, that's our view controller. If you click on that round color button there, we get all the UI elements. We'll get to know about the UI elements in a few minutes or in the next video. So we have many devices that we can test this app on: iPhone 6, iPhone 5, iPhone 7, iPhone 8, iPhone 10, iPhone 10R. We have a bunch of devices in which we could debug our application. You could even go for an iOS device that you could connect and use it. We can press that button there to start running our application. So yeah, that's much of it. That's the most of the interface of Xcode that we would require. So please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and in the next video we'll get about Swift.